So now I'm just wanting to split that. I'm splitting hairs. Okay, don't unsubscribe. Friends, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's looking real good. Welcome back, friends. It's Lauren, the Soap Witch, and it is time for another wash day. And I'm doing like amazing today because it's what? I don't know. It's not even 11 o'clock yet, okay? So first things first, let me give you a turnaround, okay? This is what I'm starting with, okay? And just a little note before I really get going. This is an extended wash day. What that means, Soap Witch? That means that this one is going to be a longer one. And I like to do these on occasion because one, it gives a little bit more of a realistic idea of how long my wash days actually take during filming and all, because that does add, some extra minutes here and there. It's about 2 hours total, including when I start my hot oil treatment at night, the night before, and all the way into the next day when I diffuse and dry. It's about 2 hours. And so most of my videos are like 30 something minutes, which is obviously not 2 hours. So this one won't be 2 hours. Usually these end up being closer to like 1. I get that it's you're not your cup of tea. You ain't come here to hear me yammer on and chit chat and all that stuff about my personal life, which I am going to do because this is extended. So you can just not watch if you just don't want to watch, which is fine. But you can also just fast forward to the parts that you really care about. That's cool too. Like, I ain't going to be there to see you do it. So just do what works for you. So anyway, with all that being said, yeah, I am living all the way outside my comfort zone today because I don't know if you noticed. How could you not if you've ever seen a video of mine before? I got like these different glasses and I'm feeling like a certain kind of way. Okay. So like when it comes to, I would not call myself like, can I stop cutting myself off? I'm so bad about that. Okay, I would not call myself necessarily like a conservative dresser or anything like that. But when it comes to glasses, I guess I kind of am. And so I usually go with muted or darker colors, except for one time when I did do like some spring glasses, but the frames are usually much smaller in every single other video. But like, so I got disenchanted with buying glasses locally. For all you people that wear glasses, you probably know where I'm going with this. It's really expensive. Like my last one pair of glasses was over $400. Now that's partially because I'm extra blind, and so my lenses cost $1 trillion. But I'm like, still, that's one pair of glasses. So a lot of people that I know have been talking for a couple of years about the fact that they buy their glasses on the online, and I don't know why, but that's always giving me anxiety. But the last pair of glasses I bought, y'all have rarely seen me wear because they fit, but like, I don't know if it's because they're heavy or they just keep getting loose as I wear them, but they slide off my face. I just be sitting there working on my computer, they start sliding. I go to work out and don't let me have to do a push-up. They gonna fall off and I cannot. So it's really frustrating having spent a ton of money on some glasses that are my newest prescription that I can't wear. So I was like, we gonna try the online glasses. Now they be having some excellent deals, okay? Because I'm gonna fall for the Facebook okie doke. The ad be there, I'm gonna try. And so I did that, okay, and that's where these here pair came from. And I'm still all the way on the fence, maybe off the fence. They might not see the light of day. They feel comfortable and good though. They just, I don't know, y'all. My BFF says she like them. I feel like she biased. I love her. I'm biased when it comes to her too. But anyway, they're not the worst things ever, but I don't know if they me. I got some more glasses coming, so you're gonna see some variety anyway, because like these were like $85, but it's unheard of, okay? And then I got some more that was a deal, 3 for $120. What? Okay, they're gonna be made of paper when I get them, ain't they? This is beside the point. We're gonna see them. Maybe they gotta look. If they worse than this, you ain't. They're going in the trash. But anywho, that's just where I am. I'm feeling a little, I don't know, vulnerable, self-conscious, but I don't care. I'm gonna do this video with my good eyes because at least these are my prescription. Okay, so I'm gonna start out like I usually do with my hot oil treatment. And the hair, y'all, does not look super dry. I did mostly a one product wash and go again. Obviously this was done with Stronghold Gel. The short video is up, if you want to check it out. It was in my refresh. But this is not like super extra dry. And I did do it kind of in sections. I still didn't do no big sections. Did I bump this mic? I'm so bad. But I didn't use a whole lot. I didn't use a whole lot of mousse. That's what I used. I did not say that, but it was mousse. I did not use a whole lot because I kind of wanted it to be a little fluffier, right? And so I don't use a whole lot of extra product when I want it to be fluffier. And so, anywho, so this is like 3 days, and I'm not mad at it, and I will wear it again if today wasn't wash day. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm getting better at my flat twist, and look at y'all, like that still looks decent, isn't it? Like, am I partying? Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take these down. So today, like I've already said, extended wash day, and also along with that, I'm going to be doing my 2 gel wash and go. Because remember how last week I had said that I was a liar, and I don't want to be a liar again. Because I said I was going to do it last week, and I didn't. I didn't do it last week, and that was because I had forgot that last week was the end of the month. See, and I like to try to do a style that's not a wash and go, just for fun. It's just for variety. I like to do something different. I know, well, maybe not, but I think some of us that do our hair here on the YouTubes and such, we may get pigeonholed, if you will, into a certain style and get bored with it. So I love my wash and goes. I think they're pretty. They're very convenient for me because they don't take me a long time to do. And so I enjoy doing them, but it is still fun to try out some other stuff. So I'm doing a 2 gel wash and go, but with the leave-in, because if you may recall, I don't know however many weeks ago it was now that I did the 2 gel wash and go, which just consists of the custard on the bottom and then the stronghold gel as a topper. Yeah. And so I did it without a leave-in last time, and y'all, my hair was rock hard. What they call that, the cast, that's it. It was insane. A little too insane, because I like a good cast. Don't get me wrong now. I like a good gel cast. But that was even too good for me, like I was just like, holy cow. So yeah, this week, that's not the first, get my words together. That's not the first time that I have done that. Okay. It's not the first time that I've done the 2 gel wash and go with and without leave-in. That's what I'm trying to say. The first time I think I ever did it without the leave-in, though, was as a refresher, and I just wanted to see what it would be like if I had did it, just on my regular wash day and wore it for 5 days and saw what it looked like. Okay, got that side out. Look at that though. Holy cow. Definition is nuts. I put a ton of gel on there so it's flaking though. Ton of gel. Because I really wanted it to stay laying down. Anywho, I've done a 2 gel wash and go before on wash day, the 2 gels and a leave-in, and I know that I really liked it and it lasted a while, but I just want to do it again because I'm really just going through all of my different combinations that I like to do for wash and goes, just to get the final feel on what I want to do for my lazy wash and go. I've decided, on my extended video that I'm doing today, I'm going to actually do it's going to be kind of extended as far as my styling as well. So usually I don't do no whole bunch of sections. I do my whole half of my head at the same time. And I decided that I was going to do some extra sections this week just to see, one, how much longer it takes me. Is it all the way? How much longer it takes me. And just if the results are, much different. Anywho, I want to this part has got this crooked thing, which I did on purpose. So now I'm just wanting to split that. I'm splitting hairs. Okay, don't unsubscribe. I'm trying to tell you that I'm sorry. Don't click off the video either. Okay. But I couldn't help it, y'all. Come on. All right, I love dad jokes. That's all I'm saying. If I drop something, what are we doing? Okay, so I'm going to split the hair in half because this is what I usually do. And then put that up with my new clips. They not even that new no more. They're probably a month old. But they're so wonderful and amazing, and I love them. Okay, I'm going to have to pause because you know what? I be thinking I got everything, and then I come to start the video, and never mind, I'll be back. Yeah, I had just realized as I was going to spray my hair that I do not have a fresh bottle of water. So I'm going to go ahead and I didn't have to fight with it. Look at this. I was going to talk all kind of trash about it because I usually have to fight with it to get this water out of here. So I'm just going to spritz some of this here so I can split this in half too. And I'm not going to hum and haw over the sections because ain't nobody got time. And I have time, but why do I want to waste it on that? Okay, wet this up a little more. First to these ends. Okay, stop. And I'm just going to take my fingers and just massage some of that water into the hair. I'm not getting it soaking wet. I just want it damp to apply my oil. That looks good. So let me get my oil here. It was just in a sink full of super hot water because that is how I warm up my oils. I just run the sink full of super hot steamy water, put this whole bottle in there no matter how much oil is in there, leave it for 15 minutes, and then I am ready. Okay, probably sits in there a little longer than 15 minutes, maybe 20 by the time I get to using it, because at 15 minutes I come in here and start here with y'all, and I run my mouth for a bit. So yeah, anyway, 15 is probably still warm enough. So I'm gonna take this, make sure I unscrew the applicator top, and start adding the oil directly to my scalp. My scalp absolutely loves all of this attention that I give it every week, and I just feel like my hair has been thriving ever since I've been doing this. Okay, so then I go in after I feel like I've added enough oil to the scalp, and then I just take my fingers and start doing a nice little massage. Just massage that right into the scalp. It feels real nice. I do feel like I'm experiencing what is that? Is mouth? Okay. Experiencing, okay, less dryness and all that. So massage that in. Then I'm taking a little bit and pour it in the palm of my hand. It's so nice and warm. And prayer hands it all down the hair like this. I'm not going for a full detangling, but I do kind of let my fingers slide through my hair as I do this. And then I like to take a little bit, and it seems like some is already up here from when I poured it on my scalp earlier, but I like to make sure I just put a dedicated amount to my scalp up here, because it just be turning white and looking foolish. And I'm like, why are you doing that? It's really hateful. Okay, let me knock some more stuff over. Okay, just a smidge more in the palm of my hand. Really wanting to get these ends and just make sure it is all worked through the hair. I think I am good to go on this section. I used to spend entirely too much time and put entirely too much product on my hair because I am high porosity. I'm gonna just take this now that I feel like I have enough stuff on there, and I am going to put it up in a Bantu knot. I like the Bantu knot because I feel like, one, it just helps to get the hair out of the way while I work on other sections, and two, it makes it sort of shrink down, if you will, and fit better under like all my caps and all that I do at the end. So this, and this is what I'm going to do for all 4 of my sections. So I'm just gonna start out doing the same exact thing I was just doing. So y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. You don't know it because I never told you. But like every time I post a new video, I feel a little bit of nerves. Now, not while I'm filming the video like right now, because it's just me and the phone, and ain't nobody's gonna see this yet. There's still like, I still got time to back out. I'm not going to, and I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, no one's here with me yet. It's just me. I'm comfortable with me, in small groups of people, but like large groups of people, I am a natural introvert, y'all. Believe it or not. Some people have refused to believe that about me, but it's the truth. When I know I'm about to share my video, that's when I start getting a little nerves, little nervy nerves. Especially when I'm going to share something that I feel is personal. All of it's personal to me. Like, all of this is personal. When I get on here and I talk about things that I'm invested in and I really care about, I just like, man. And so, I never would have even thought that I would end up with a YouTube channel. Like, I watched YouTube, all manner of things. It was how I learned to do most of the things that I actually do, soaping, candle making. I mean, you name it. I got some tips or something from YouTube. And definitely watching the natural hair girlies do their thing. I was like, man, they're great. But I didn't never feel like I had no confidence not to be doing that, Get on here in camera and talking to folks about what I'm doing with my hair, like, nah. It was never like really my goal to try to be an influencer or anything. That's it. Like, I ain't living off this, I got a day job. I just want you to know. But like with me and all of my, 150 followers, which I appreciate. Thank you all. Appreciate all of y'all that care enough to, invest your time. Because hey, that's the most important commodity we have, is the one we can't get back. And some years ago, I had a group of people that were testing out a product for me. It was at the time, my shampoo bar, which has morphed into the whipped shampoo. Because let me just tell you, trying to manufacture that bar was such a headache. I thought I might pull my hair out, and that kind of, goes against everything I'm doing here. Anyway, I wanted to see like who all it would work for. When I put a product out, I just want to be clear. I want to be sure about who this works for, how it works, and why, all that. So I gave it to a bunch of people. I gave it from people type 1 hair all the way I'm type 4, obviously, so I was that tester. And so I was like, test this out, let me know your honest thoughts. And every single solitary person absolutely loved it. I was like, this is a winner, this is great. And so one of my friends, she's a tester. She was like, you should, do some videos or something to show people, how your products work. And I was like, yeah, I guess but that would require me putting myself out there, myself. And so I started just doing it in blog form. Like, this is my, journey, this week and what's going on with my hair. Cause it kind of coincided right when I was deciding to try to kind of restart my hair journey for the 50th time. I don't know. And so, yeah, I started off just doing blogs and pictures, images of each stage. And then I was like, I kind of want to do videos of each stage instead. But the only way I could get a video on my blog, which is on my website, was to embed the video. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And the only way I could find to do that for free was on YouTube. And so I was like, I just put these videos on YouTube and not care. I got to throw these on here for the purposes of doing it for my blog. And it has morphed into this. I just learned to go with the flow, in all seriousness. And in general, owning my own business, I'm gonna need some water, has forced me to come out of my own shell quite a bit. Because when you have your own business, you gotta open your mouth and tell people that you got a business, It turns out that nobody knows your business exists if you don't say something. Okay. And I kind of get lectured by friends and stuff kind of often. You ain't tell me that it was your stuff. I was like, I thought I had said that. Never mind. It's mine. But me being not only an introvert, but shy, I was always hesitant to say anything. I didn't want to be one of them pushy salespeople that's just always trying to force their stuff on people, especially my friends. It just always felt kind of skeevy to me. It was crazy though, because I was I realized I'm gonna have to be bold about this. And it took me some practice to do that because I don't know, I just felt, because it was so personal to me, I have just, all of my own emotions tied up in it. You got your self-worth that all kind of things. You doubt yourself and imposter syndrome, all those things are happening for me at this point. And so I'm just I don't know. And it's crazy because dealing with self-confidence and struggling with all that, I'm literally putting blood, sweat, and tears into this business and money. So much money. I honestly kind of get the gist when I hear people talk that they think that business owners are just maybe making hand over fist or something. We're just overcharging for everything and we're just with our money, If only. No, because it costs a ton of money to run a business. You gotta, in my case, because I'm a product-based business and I make my product with my own hands here, I gotta buy all the ingredients. And that's pretty costly up front, actually. You gotta buy in large enough quantities. If you don't, then it makes the value of, each one so much higher. So I gotta spend a lot of money up front to save customers money on the back end. And so I'll be where the money gonna come from? My pocket? And so then on top of that, you have to buy equipment, tools, whatever else you think you need. I need subscriptions and website services, ads, insurance, okay? Because I was absolutely foolish to have a business and not have insurance. Just not even. And education, coaching, it just seemed the money is going out faster than the company. But I don't care. I don't care because, to me it's worth it. And it's important for me, especially to have that education piece because, especially in my industry, which is, beauty, cosmetics, soap, and there's laws and regulations and things that are mandated. And honey, they will shut you down. They come down with small business. They will come get you. Okay. You can't say that way. They are super particular about how you speak about your business and what you say you can do and all this other stuff and what you put on your label. how you put it on there. Like, they are for real. I think I didn't put too much on this hair. I'm just gonna put this in the band too now after I done overdid it. That's fine. It'll look great. Oh wait, no, hold on. I gotta put this little bit in the front right here. But yeah, so it's just like there's so much going into it. And I ain't even started talking about the time. I mean, I sort of did, kind of hit at it, I suppose, when I talked about like some of the labor and education that's involved, because I mean, I knew absolutely nothing when I first started. I just knew that I really loved making stuff. It just was something that I felt strongly about and enjoyed doing. And I was like, well, maybe I can make some money while I do it. Turns out the business side of things is really businessy. And so like, it's just kind of wild because, when I was going about my merry way as a novice and not knowing how to do things like price my product properly based on, not only how much I'm spending on each product, but how much time. Oh my God, I done bumped the mic. I'm so bad with that. How much time I'm spending making each product, what it takes to take a product from an idea to a finished product. It's a lot involved. And so like, it's been several years now. I had an extremely popular product. Extremely popular. Okay. It was very popular. My most popular product actually. And like I was selling like on eBay at the time. I didn't have my own website. I didn't have my own website. I was selling like on Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, all of which I've let go of. And so I got orders for it regularly. I'm sure that I was getting orders regularly initially because it was really super underpriced for the product that it was. And so people were like, this is so reasonable. But when people say reasonable, they say they want something cheap. That's usually what they mean. I don't really want to pay as much as it costs, even if that's really what it's worth. And like, I get that. Sometimes it's just like you can't afford it. Trust me, I get it. I've done bought several things using Afterpay, et cetera, because like my Rev Air hair vacuum in there, like I wanted that thing. And before they had payments opportunities, I was like, I guess I ain't getting it. And it wasn't because I didn't think it was worth it. I just didn't afford it. So like, I totally get that. But this is not what I'm talking about. This is people just being cheap. And I also know what that's like, because sometimes I'm just cheap too. And I'm not faulting nobody for it. But I call a spade a spade. So anyway, I was selling my very underpriced product. And I made it to order. And so every time I got an order for it, that pretty much meant I was done spending time with my family for the day. Like I really didn't get to see the boys, the assistant. Like I was done trapped making that product because the process that I used to make it was like really in depth. It got to the point where I was so miserable every time I got an order for it that I was like, I'm gonna stop selling it. And that was wild to consider a business no longer making their most popular product. But one, again, it wasn't serving my business well because I wasn't really making any money off of it. And two, I was having to spend way too much time making it. I got to the point where I'm like, I never want to see this product again. I'm just not gonna sell it no more. But it's stuff like that you have to end up thinking about as a business owner. Things like that matter. Our quality of life definitely matters as well. Some of our decisions have to be based off our quality of life. I make decisions like this all the time in my business. I just cut a whole bunch of stuff from my product line recently. I hated making it, or it didn't sell, or I hated making it and it didn't sell. So I'm just like, reasons to get rid of it. There were way more decisions than I ever thought possible. There was way more to consider than I ever would have imagined when I just first started making soap and was like, maybe I can make some money off this. But at the end of the day, no matter how difficult it may appear to me, that's why I feel like it can't just be about the money. Like, obviously you need to make some money or you can't have a business. You can't buy things. You can't buy ingredients. You can't buy equipment. But that can't be the only goal. They can't be the only motivator. Because to me, that didn't say. After a while, it's not enough. It's not enough. It certainly wasn't enough to keep me from taking my most popular product off of, my sites, my offerings. And so it's how I know that I really love and feel passionate about what I do. It is, which is a good thing. Okay, now that I'm done talking your ear off, I am going to put all the stuff on my head. So putting on my little plastic shower cap, okay? And then my bonnet. I just love this bonnet. It's so cute. Then the big giant scarf. Okay, Lord, these extra loud glasses. Ooh, the adjustment period might not ever come. Okay. So I've got all of my little doohickey and stuff together. So the reason I do all this is because one, I don't want the oil to get all over my clothes and bedding. That would be bad. But also, I just feel like, it helps to generate some of that heat or keep or capture, that heat that you generate anyway when you're sleeping. And it just helps to, just work its magic and do its thing a little better. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Bottom line is it's been working really well for me. So I'm going to keep doing it. With that being said, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Good night. Morning. Okay, it's time to go ahead and, get out all this. There's so much happening. Always so glad to be free of it. Okay. Twist in the other direction to get them all down. What it's looking like? Nothing special. His hair coated with a bunch of oil. I do feel like it's just such a simple, quick process though, and my hair just really appreciates it. I mean, I guess it could really be considered a pre-poo if you want. I don't think there's any hard and fast definitions of what a pre-poo has to be. It's just something you do to prepare your hair for your shampoo, basically. And that's what I did. Okay, which way are we going? Make up your mind. Here we are, all down. Time to wash his hair, which I'm always excited about. I know people think I'm crazy because I love wash day, but I do. It's self-care for me. And just getting in the shower, washing my hair, letting that water run all over me and cleansing and refreshing and revitalizing and all that stuff. It really just revitalizes me for the next week. I love it. Okay. Now that I've said all that, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hair.
All right, let's get this hair washed. So first, I like to start by thoroughly saturating my strands. I like to make sure that my hair is sopping wet, and also giving it that nice thorough rinse. Make sure that I start getting some of that oil out from the hot oil treatment. So after I get through just gratuitously playing in the water, I go in with Whipped Wonder. That is my absolutely delectable whipped shampoo. I say it that way every week because it is that way every week. So I'm running low, but that's because I'm sharing with 2 other people. So that's how much I'm using for my first wash. And then I like to go ahead and duck my head back under the water while I rub it in between my hands, just enough to get it distributed. I don't really start lathering it. And then I start rubbing it all over my thoroughly saturated hair. And I like to do it this way because I feel like when I apply it to my hair directly from under the shower, it lathers easier, quicker, and thicker, and I use less product in the process. So as you can see, I already got a lovely rich lather going on here. None of this is cut. This is the amount of time that it actually takes for me to apply the shampoo to my hair and get this juicy lather. So you can just see when I wash my hair, I'm only scrubbing my scalp and the top of my hair. I leave the mids and the ends alone during this part because since those are older strands of hair, they don't need as much attention, and I have noticed that for me this has helped me with some length retention. So I'm just gonna keep on keeping on with it. So to get the rest of the strands clean, I just take and do my usual who knew that me playing in the suds actually had some benefit? But that is what the stylists that I've seen on YouTube and such recommend. You just take the suds and drag it through the rest of the hair to get it clean. And so then I go in and give it another nice thorough rinse. I like to take my hands and start squeezing out the product under the running water because I feel like that helps to get the product out faster so I can, proceed along with washing my hair. So I always like to go in with a second wash when I do my hot oil treatment. When I wasn't doing the hot oil treatment, I wasn't doing the second wash. So I'm going in again with the same exact process, but with far less shampoo. And as you can see, it is already getting up that juicy lather as I go ahead and scrub my scalp again, always with my fingertips. I try to avoid scratching with my fingernails because it's just not good for our scalps. We all know that. So again, scrub dubbing and until I get it all nice and clean. And you can really tell how clean you're getting it by how easily your hair lathers in subsequent washes. At least that's what they had said on the online. So I've gotten such a good lather with far less shampoo, and so that means like this time around it's safe to say my hair is clean. I would not wash it again because it would feel stripped if I washed it a third time. So rounding this out again, not getting the mids and ends really, because I want to avoid drying those out too much. And then I'm just going to turn around and do that same exact process. Take all that lovely lather and just drag it through the rest of my hair to get it all clean. And it really, like I said, this process has been working, and I do feel like it has helped me with length retention. So playing happily in the suds, I'm go ahead and use the same process to rinse. Anytime I rinse anything out of my hair, that's how I do it. I just like to take my hands and squeeze out the product. So now that I've gotten my hair all cleaned, usually I just like to kind of part my hair sort of in the way that I'm going to be wearing my wash and go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just get it in the vicinity. Usually I like skip this part so y'all don't see it, but with this being the extended version, I'm leaving in much more of the steps just so that you can get a better idea of how my wash day really goes. So now that I've gotten that parted, it's time to go ahead and saturate my hair again. Me being high porosity, even in the shower, it starts to dry. Like, she don't want to hold no water. Anyway, so I saturate it, and then I kind of, even though I've parted it, I split the hair in 2 equal halves. So sometimes that means I take more from the back and put it to the other side. Since I took more from the front, you know, you see what I'm saying? Maybe, right? If I'm not making sense, you know, so it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to take that section and just put it up with a clip just to get it out the way. And I always like to work on 1/2 at a time when I am applying my deep conditioner. So I want to saturate this hair one more again, just because I'm trying to keep my hair as saturated, as wet as possible, get as much hydration as I can. That is my Twilight Tempest deep conditioning hair mask, and that is how much I am using. And I'm just going to go forth and rub it in between my hands while I duck my hair under the shower water again. And so this is just, again, trying to distribute the product in between the hands just so I can feel like I'm applying it a little more evenly. So just as soon as I get my hair from under the shower, I start applying this product as well, the same as the shampoo. And the reason I do that is because I feel like the product distributes better throughout my hair strands while it's sopping wet, and that means I get to use less product while still getting the same effectiveness. So I like to take my hands, usually I show like the beginning of this, but I don't show the whole thing. Not that there's a ton there, but I really just go through and really massage it into my hair, do a little bit of finger combing as I go, just to get it to kind of melt into the hair and just start the detangling process. And I don't know, I just feel like it's what's been working for me. If you hear stuff in the background, no you don't, okay? Anyway, I live in a house full of people, I'm sorry. Anyway, so getting to the end of this, just finally applying this thoroughly to my liking. And then everything is creaking and groaning in here, and I wanted to stop in the middle of this long voiceover. That's my unbrush, okay? And that is my miracle tool that I absolutely love using. And so I like to just take the brush and I brush it against like my palm or my wrist if I feel like it's really tangled. And then of course I start at the ends, and then I brush, and then I follow through with finger combing. So brush, finger comb, and that's the way I like to do my whole entire head. I feel like I started doing this process because I really like brushing, but I also like finger combing or finger detangling, because I feel like using the both of them. The brush definitely helps with getting all of the shed hair out, and I feel like that's important because it makes my hair less tangly. And so when I detangle my hair, it stays detangled for the most part. And then the finger combing helps me feel if I like have any knots or just difficult tangles. I can feel those and kind of work those out with my fingers. Though the brush is very gentle, since it's got more flexible bristles, it doesn't rip through your hair if you encounter like tangles and knots, if you will. Usually I only show like half of the detangling, but I'm gonna leave it all in here because I just want y'all to see how little time it actually takes me to detangle my entire head. Because this used to be a huge point of contention for me, y'all. Like, I've discussed it maybe in some other videos, how from being a young child even to adulthood, detangling was rough. And that's because I was so tender-headed. So now that I've gotten that section done, I'm just going to go ahead and braid it. I've been into braiding it instead of twisting it here recently. I can't even tell y'all why. Y'all know I just like to change things up. So I braid it just to get that hair, that's already been detangled out of the way. Also, I kind of feel like it helps, I don't know what it helps, the moisture to stay in there with me being high porosity. If I have extra product on my hands, I wipe it on my hair before I rinse off my hands and thoroughly saturate the other side to prepare for literally the exact same process. So, as I was saying before I started braiding the hair, look at me remembering stuff. That's how much I'm using for the other side. Okay. Detangling was always just a really horrendous process, like legit. My mom, she acted like my hair was not attached to my head. Love you, Mom, if you hear this video. And come to find out, she was tender-headed too. I felt so betrayed. Anyway, and so it don't take much tugging for a tender-headed person to be in pain and crying and whining and going on. And so even as an adult, when I started to do my own hair, detangling was extremely still difficult because I was gentle and tender with my own hair, but that also meant that it probably took twice as long, 3 times as long, because my hair just was so tangly. And like over time, just finding different products, different tools, different methods, and whatever ways, what am I trying to say here? Methods in which that I could find were why can't this always happens every time I do a voiceover or a video, just more effective. Okay, that's really what I'm getting at. Okay. More effective ways to detangle my hair, like what I do now. And like, first of all, any conditioner that I make, whether it's a deep conditioning hair mask all the way to a leave-in, it's gonna have slip. It's gonna have mad slip. Like legit, I have to thoroughly rinse the bottom of my shower out after I rinse my hair, or I will slip. But it's extremely slippery, if you will, because I'm going to use whatever product I'm conditioning my hair with to detangle as well. So it needs to have slip, and that slip is a big part of what makes the detangling process so manageable. And it makes it so that I actually enjoy brushing through my hair and feeling my strands and caring for my hair versus just dreading it. Okay. And so I do a little weird with my hand, with the brush, where I change the position of the brush to make it face the back. I don't know why, but when I'm on this side, my dominant side, it just makes it easier to get through the hair that way. Just a little tip. I don't know, maybe you care, maybe you don't, but that's why I do that. So yeah, between the unbrush and my incredible, gonna pat myself on the back for making deep conditioning hair mask, it just makes detangling an absolute breeze. If you have ever used it, then you've experienced it yourself, I'm sure of it. So going to braid this up and pretty much coming to the end finally of the detangling session. Woo! And I'm just saying how long it did not take. I mean, I wouldn't have been done with one section back in the day, and I'm done with my whole head. So just again, taking the excess product and wiping it all over my hair, waste not, want not. My hair needs all that goodness. And so then I take my brush after the fact and I just pull out all of the shed hair that came out of the brush. I just liked to review it for myself to make sure I'm not losing like ridiculous amounts of hair, but just also I just think it's a good indicator to show you guys how much hair I'm actually keeping, because that's my whole entire head, whole thing. That's all I lost. And so yeah, It's good stuff. So what you did not see was me letting it sit in my hair for about 20 minutes. Some people like to put a shower cap on their head. And if you're low porosity or high density, I would recommend sitting under the hooded dryer for like 30 minutes, just because it'll soak into your hair so much better. When I do that with my son, his hair feels so soft. So I'm going to just go ahead and rinse that out using my hands to start squeezing out some of that product to make it go faster, as I've been doing with everything else. Well, it's only been shampoo, hasn't it? Everything else. It ain't been that much stuff. I like to exaggerate. Y'all already know that. So anyway, gratuitous shot at the back of the hair just because I'm a big fan of it still. And I've gotten everything nicely rinsed out. And my hair looks absolutely luscious and luxurious, and I'm excited about it. So now it's time to go ahead and get to styling.
Okay, so I've been washing deep condition this hair. Hold on, but I need this comb and this clip. Okay, now we in business. Cause first we gotta fix this part. I just kind of did a little something in the shower, but y'all know I've been doing this crooked part business, and actually I do feel like it's been helping me with my part game. I think that look good enough. See, enough still be enough real quick for me though. I like to just take my hair and well, I'm not doing that this week. Hold on. I'm gonna start off semi-usual. Just gonna put this whole side up because I'm not doing nothing with this yet. And also I feel like if I just put it all up together, it won't dry as much. So I am gonna start off saturating this side. See if I can keep my steps together the whole time, okay? I done lined up all my stuff again on this counter because I feel like that's been helping my neurodivergent mind. So now I'm gonna go on with the spray I need to make more of. This is my mysterious, magnificent mouth. What is wrong with you? Mysterious Magnificence Aloe Vera Moisturizing Spray. I'm gonna coat this on all of the sides. I'm not gonna do splitting it until I'm like applying the actual styling products. I spray on a liberal amount. I rake it through. I want this foaming action. I don't want it foaming like a mousse. Like I don't want big giant foam, but you know, this little foam that I'm getting, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm after. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Sultry Sorcery leave-in conditioner. Okay, I'm just gonna put that on my whole half of my head. I'm gonna get this part out the way. It's actually how I used to do my I don't remember what it was, but twist outs, that's it. I would put like all of this stuff on there first, and then like the main styling product I would do on the section. I felt like it saved time maybe. So I'm just gonna apply it and make sure it's fully incorporated. I make sure everything I put in my hair gets fully incorporated, so I don't have any big bunches of product just sticking up on my hair at the end, because it will want to stay there. It will want to just be staying there glaring all big and ugly at the end of your style if I leave it. Nobody wants that. The hard pass. So I think, okay, let me get my thoughts together, okay? Is this what we're doing? That maybe? Okay, no? So, okay, this is what I wanted. Is this the top-ish kind of? Because, you know, my hair is not very dense. We might have discussed that before. And so now I'm humming and hawing over, okay, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put that up. First, I'm going to start off with the custard enchanted concoction. Now I don't know how much to use, so I'm used to doing small part sections. There. I actually said I was going to split this back half in half. I ain't do that. But it's not too late. So just put that up there. Okay. That's part I know to put custard on though. Okay, so here's some little custard for this section down here. And I'm just raking and pressing to get that product fully incorporated into my hair strands. And that is looking pretty good. I'm not sure how much more I want to add. That seems like a lot for this little section though. It's a test. It's all trial and error. Didn't I say that last week? So raking and pressing. So like, this is the process that I would use on a regular basis if I had more dense hair or was low porosity. Okay, now that's definitely enough. And so then I'm gonna go on top of that. I already took the top off, but this is Slick Sorcery, my stronghold gel. I'm gonna put that much on the section. Always remembering to rub it in my hands before I apply it to my hair, and I'm not sure why that makes such a ginormous difference, but it does. So just raking and pressing, okay? And that's all I'm gonna add. A lot of people like to detangle their hair while they are like raking and stuff, their wash and go, but okay, I'm just gonna go with stronghold gel. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't need to detangle during the process because, like, not with a tool is what I mean, because it's mostly detangled from my detangling session in the shower, and so just raking and pressing here is good enough. I'm not going to shingle in any of that. You're never, okay, don't ever say never, but I don't ever intend to be doing that because I feel like that going like strand by strand, individual curl by curl, like I don't want to be here for the rest of my life. Just saying. I did not add any extra water to those sections. I usually do. However, it's the back of my hair and it's far more forgiving. I probably am going to do it to the front though. So I'm going to split this, I guess, like this. I don't know. Yeah, this seems like the best idea. I'm out of my element. I am going to, usually I spray some water on top of the hair that has, after I apply the leave-in, I spray some water on that hair, especially because this top hair up here is where I get all of the frizzies. So I'll be trying everything to get that to just calm down if it could. So going in with some custard. This section is like bigger than the ones in the back, so I'll do a little more custard, I guess. Not sure how much, but I'm gonna start there. And just get to rubbing it in. Make sure I get this top hair up here. I think that actually might be enough. It feels real slick and coated at this point. I don't know, we'll just see after I get through rubbing it in. And also I added that water. That makes a difference like every time. And I feel like I end up using less products. So raking and pressing still with this little small section. Gonna get this together like that. Okay. I have been adding some on the ends, like extra, but I don't really feel like I need to do that even because I'm doing these little tiny sections and I'm getting a whole bunch on the ends anyway. So just going through, a little rake and press on these smaller sections. Some people do like really tiny sections, like half of what I'm doing even. That's just too much. I want wash day to be enjoyable, and like spending 50 million hours on my hair is not enjoyable. That's why you don't see me do like mini twists. They're cute for like 2-3 hours. No, just on the styling part, that literally sounds like torture. Like my ADHD and me, we're like, we don't know. And I know, you could do things to entertain yourself while you do watch TV, whatever, but I would just be sitting there the whole time wishing I was done. I used to somewhat do the equivalent of mini twists when I was in college. It did take 2 hours, and like my hair was still like not in her best shape, definitely damaged. I was straightening my hair a lot still then. It took a long time, and it looked decent, but it's still probably also, let me just say, it looked decent enough, and I did wear it around, and people didn't think it was cute. I'm debating on if I'm gonna put a teeny bit more on there, but maybe I will just because it's the front. And this hair in the front, as I talked to y'all about it before, it's just way more coarse and harder to do everything with because this is my most damaged hair, like right here. So she just be like, we ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, well, I'm supposed to do. Anywho, so I did the equivalent of them. And when I was in college, I didn't call them mini twists. They was just twists, but it's just smaller. But like the amount of time they took. Now I didn't wash my hair as often then. They did stay in my hair longer. I would wear the twist at least a week and then the twist out at least a week because I was actually doing it for the twist out, but they took so long. I was like, I'm gonna wear this. As life has progressed and I've moved on and lost a lot of patience, I just cannot sit there that length of time and do my hair. It annoys me, y'all. I won't even lie. Like I'm frustrated at the thought, and I'm just like huffing. Like I complained about the perm rod set that I did not last time, but the time before, because that took way longer because I had to use more perm rods. Okay, so this side, do I want to put a smidge more gel just on the top? And I'm like this little streaks of gel that you probably can't even see. That's what I'm putting up here. And then I like to just kind of spray after. So here we are. This still didn't take forever, mind you. Gotta take my clip like I usually do and just get this side out the way. So on to this next side. And you can already see, look at that. It's just fuzzy. So we're gonna go ahead and rehydrate that side. And do the same thing we just did over there. So, speaking of my early days, okay, as a natural, let's have a fun little chat, okay? So about a week ago, I was watching another YouTuber. Her channel is Natural Ray Ray. I wrote that down. You know I wrote that down, right? And so she had a video. I don't know if people asked her or she saw someone else do it. I can't remember. You asked me to remember too much, her name and where she got the idea. But she had a video where she talked about the first 5 brands that started her hair product collection. Okay. And then she invited other YouTubers to do a video about it as well. Now, I don't really do a lot of just sit and talk videos because I don't know what to do with my hands. And I start getting antsy. That's why I talk to y'all while I'm doing my hair. However, I was just like, why don't I incorporate it in my long form video? Since I'm gonna need something to talk about while I do the other half of my hair. Now, clearly I use my own brand, right? I talked to y'all earlier about that even. That was kind of the point of me creating this channel. But I really got to thinking about it, like when she was talking about her own video, because like I went natural in 1998, if y'all remember or have heard. I've mentioned it a couple times, not every video, but you know, I talked about it. At the beginning, very beginning, like I was 16, I wasn't really doing any of this. I didn't even know what my hair could do as far as this type of thing, because no one was like promoting that type of hair care. Like our idea at the time of hair health was to just stop getting relaxers, which I mean was a good step. It was a good step. But like I was what we would call, you know, straight hair natural these days. What am I doing? This is what I'm doing. So I had a stylist that specialized in natural hair. And at the time, what that meant was she just wasn't going to relax your hair. We was going to straighten it with a hot comb. And so I'm sure I had mountains of heat damage because it was trained straight. No, I don't believe in that. It's damaged straight. Meaning your curl pattern is damaged straight, you know. But overall, my hair looked good, right? Didn't have split ends and all that other stuff. I went to my stylist. She took care of my hair for me. You know, that's when I used the Marcel irons and the stove and all that, you know. I loved not having the relaxer because I did feel like my hair was healthier and wasn't breaking off like it was when I had the relaxer. Because my hair group, some people think that it's easier and my hair ain't like it. And my very last straw in getting a relaxer actually was when I was getting it done. The friend that was doing it literally was technically my mom's friend. But it burnt my scalp to death. Like I had, you know, sores, whatever. And I was like, let's not do this no more. So that was the last time I got one, and that was the reason why. Well, I went to college 2 years later because I was a millennium graduate. So 2000, I ended up in college, and I said I was going to split this in half. Let's not do the same mistakes that we made on the other side. So I'm going to clip this up this time because it got on my nerves. Okay. So I started college, and I got there, and I'm like, it's not as easy, you know what I'm saying, to get my hair straightened. One, I don't trust everybody. 2, I don't really know how to do it by myself. There was only 2 people I trusted to do it. That was my stylist and my best friend's mom. I got there and I was like, to college, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my hair? I mean, I'm just putting small amounts. I'm just trying to tell y'all, you don't need no whole lot. I got there and I'm like, I don't know. So I didn't really do anything hardly with my hair. Like I wouldn't wash it for months as long as I could get that silk press to hold. We didn't call it that then. We just called it straightening our hair. It's the equivalent of a silk press. Then when I finally just was forced to wash it, I started finding people on campus that could braid. And so I wore cornrows. I'm getting to the products, I promise. The shampoo that I used to use back then was Pantene. That's right, Pantene, regular, not the Pantene for black people. If you remember, because they did come out with a relaxed and natural version. It was a bronze bottle with black people, okay, in the commercial. I didn't use that one, though. I used the regular white people Pantene. I used it for a long time. So that was like my first, you know, if you could say products that I was using. And then, you know, I was saying I was getting my braids. Oh, I need another clip. So anyway, I got my hair braided a lot. I just got my regular natural hair cornrow. I didn't want to pay for weave, so I didn't buy weave. And I didn't like straight back. I thought that was boring. And so I would get it always in like some kind of design. And I would keep it for at least 2 weeks, sometimes 3. So that was like really kind of that. And did my first twist out. I read in a magazine, I know I've said this before, like, you know, one of those magazines, you know, Ebony, something, one of them, whatever it was. That Jill Scott said that to do with style, she twisted her hair up while it was wet and took it down when it was dry. And I was like, we're gonna try that. And I finagled that and figured out how to make that look cute. Over time, we didn't have like YouTube University, not really, nothing like what we have now. And so like I was just winging it, still mostly getting my hair pressed, but realizing that in the summer it was just kind of pointless. And so that's when I was like trying out these other styles. especially the braids and the twist. And one of my favorite products was called Super Grow. Is that what it was called? Okay, it was Super Grow. It was like a grease, right? Not super thick. It was like a looser type grease, and it smelled really good. It had two B's on it. Somebody Brothers, I'm sure, was the maker. And I loved that stuff. I used it when I pressed my hair. I would use it because I used to grease my scalp regularly. I used it for that. Like, I loved it. So, that's another product. I was real happily hopping along with those products, and I used them for like all of the stuff, right? This is what I did on the other side. I just did water on the front, so just kept it the same. Just kept it the same. Where was I? So then later on, I moved to VO5 shampoo. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that it stripped my hair clean, actually, because I was wearing mostly silk presses still. It really got my hair that squeaky clean. And I noticed how I got the best silk press at the time. And so I used VO5, and I didn't really I know they had different kinds, but I didn't base it on anything but what it smelled like. I was like, this is the one I like to smell of. This is the one I'm using. Okay. And so that's shampoo and conditioner. I moved from Pantene to VO5. When I started to get even more into natural styles, like, I don't know, probably the 2010s or something, when I was still like all the way up until I started this hair journey, I was mostly still pressing my hair, right? Except for the summer. In the summer, doing something else with my curls, because especially when I decided to live in Nashville permanently, honey, a silk press during the summer is not finna, this humidity. I decided that I was gonna do more styles. And that was when I started doing like perm rods, flexi rods, which I kind of hate. But I've seen some techniques that look like it makes it easier, so I'm gonna try them maybe next month, or the end of this month actually. And Cantu leave-in became my best friend. I swore by it, loved it. It absolutely became my favorite. My hair ate it up, loved it, like no matter what I did, like natural styles. Obviously I wasn't using it when I was still pressing it. Well, I liked it so much. Go back to Cantu. I liked it so much that I bought the big huge bottle with and so that was like my go-to, and actually was kind of the inspiration for my current leave-in. I would use it a lot in my sets. I wasn't hugely into gel at the time. I mostly just used creams and setting lotion, but I really didn't mention a brand of setting lotion because I don't actually remember what I used. I think I just went to Sally's and bought a setting lotion and didn't really care, because at the time I was just kind of going in there and I would just randomly test stuff out. If it worked, I kept it. That was how I found Cantu. I would just go into Sally's, buy a bunch of stuff, see what I liked and what I didn't like. And so finally, when I started getting into the gel train, I started with Kinky Curly Custard. Like, I had heard good things about it, and I was like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it. And I did like it quite a bit, actually. I used it for a long time. So those are like my first kind of 5 early-ish products that I use them on a regular basis from like kind of the time I started being a natural. So to get into 5 products, I had to go through several years, because when I was silk pressing, I wasn't really using nothing else. You don't really put a lot of product in a silk press. It was really fun. Like, I wanted to just try to do, just think back and see which products I was using, because it was so long ago. It's been over 24 years, right? Yeah. And so it was just really fun to just go back and be like, what was I doing? What was I using? Just a little fun trip down memory lane, if you will. I could take this out now. Well, everything looks defined, and I'm gonna spray a little bit of water over here like I did over there. Smooth it down. Now it is time to diffuse my hair. Okay, let me turn around, give you the full view. All right, so that's what I'm working with, and I am going to diffuse with the Tymo Air Hype. Yeah, that is my current favorite blow dryer. Let me stop talking to y'all while I'm off frame. Girl. Okay, so here it is. I use high heat, high air, high flow, whatever they call it. Okay, high everything. So I'm just gonna kind of show you a little bit of what I do. Like first I like to start off, I just hover it around my hair, and then I do this flinging back and forth. And so I'm just gonna do that. I feel like the flinging, and then if I'm able to get into the roots better, helps it dry faster. So you're gonna see what I mean right now. Okay.
Okay, so I thought I would just throw in a quick little voiceover real quick here, just to go over the blow drying that I'm doing. So I start just kind of hovering over my hair with the diffuser, well, the blow dryer with the diffuser attachment, whatever, same thing. And maybe 5 minutes. I don't even know if I do 5 minutes on each side, maybe 3 minutes on each side. I don't actually time this, guys. I'm not that organized. And then I do the big giant flip. Okay. And then I'm just blow drying, especially at the roots, because I really feel like this process really helps me get my roots a lot better than just leaving my hair down and hoping for the best. And then I get kind of the side of the hair as well, just because that also needs to be dry. And then I go back to the top of the head after I do that side, and then I do another flip and do the same thing on that side. It's a lot of flipping and moving side to side is really what we have here. And so then I pull the hair back down, and then I just, after I get my hair together, because, be having a mind of its own, I just go in on the tops, just kind of get those roots. And I mean, this is pretty much it. It's not super in depth, there we have it. That's it.
Friends, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's looking real good. It's looking better than I thought it was gonna look. The curls are like, the way they're individually defined looks good. The gel cast is good, but it's not like you can't hear it crunching together, I've heard some gel casts be like, it ain't that. Okay, so it's looking okay. And it didn't really take me that long. I'm also curious about if this is going to last longer. But I'm gonna let it sit for a second, and then I'm gonna stretch it, because I gotta stretch it, and finish this up. Hair feels dry enough. I'm always on the fence about this up here, but like, I'm good. It's good. Okay, so I'm gonna stretch it. I like to stretch it with my blow dryer. This attachment, so I use high heat, high air, and my process is I like to just take a section and pull it tight like this. We'll leave the ends out because you don't want to stretch those, and I just go up and down a few times with my blow dryer. So here we go. That's good. So I like to do this for two reasons. One, just a little extra stretch is nice, and then two, it helps with the gel cast. I don't know what I was going to say with this gel cast. It helps with that. It just makes it a little less severe. So I'm just gonna go through and do that little process around my whole head and be back. Okay, it's all stretched out. I do want to lift my roots a little bit because I like for it to look a little fuller on top. So I just take my pick and slide it in the hair, just at the roots, because I don't really want to mess up all that I've got going on here. They're looking pretty good. Okay, let me give you a turnaround so you can see just the finished results of all the things I did. Okay, I like it. I think that it looks really good. You can see it's still really defined even with all of the things that I did to it. I am liking the glasses better with the hair like this. I still don't know if it's me though. So that's enough about the hair. I like it. We'll see what it looks like later on, and I'll have like my final opinions, the end of the week. This is the kind of thing that I would note in my hair journal if I had one. I offer a hair journal, a digital one. I always say YouTube is my hair journal because that's where I note all of my things in video form. And I do go back and check it a lot for reference of things. And so a hair journal could do that for you if you're wanting to look, or if you are looking to just take your natural hair game up or journey up to the next level, or just become more serious about it, or even start one if you haven't started one. And it's a great place to store resources, research information, and just give you kind of a nice guide on how you can go about understanding your hair better, whether that be the curl type or the porosity type, and finding products that work for those types and using them on a regular basis because it's extremely important. So anyway, it's an option if you would like to check it out in the description below. And then also, what do you think about today's lip gloss? So this one is called Tomato Paste. And I'm a fan of it. I don't wear it as much. You know, I like the glitter is the best, followed by the browns, but the tomato paste is nice for a little pop of fun. So I am a fan. I'm a fan of all of them, or I wouldn't have made them. So anyway, if you're interested in this one or any of the other ones you've seen, I've got a link for this one specifically in the description, and also for a bundle if you're interested in multiples, because then, you know, bundle and save. I always like to offer a deal for bundles so you can save. So anywho, also the earrings today, check them out. I really like these puzzle piece ones, but as I stated before, these are like special occasion earrings, not all day, everyday earrings. They're not heavy, at least to me, but they're not the lightest either. So they definitely wouldn't be my everyday wear, but I just think they're so super unique and fun. And I like bigger earrings, obviously. They're all one of a kind, so these specific ones aren't there, but I think I have another puzzle piece up there maybe. And then some other various, just different shapes and sizes that are all one of a kind, because I like that. I'm a fan. Okay, so back to the products that I use, because I didn't finish that up. All the products that I used today, I did mouth. All the products I used today were Tropical Fantasy fragrance. I love that fragrance. That is my new fragrance that I am just absolutely obsessed with. So that's what I have been using. But in my hair care line, I also, why doesn't my mouth want to work at the end of this video? Don't be like that. Okay, so I also offer, in the whole entire hair care line, I offer lavender, peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus, I already said lavender, peppermint, strawberry, patchouli, lemon, pound cake, and apple aroma. Obviously the tropical. Yeah, so I had to list it again. Okay, and then I also offer unscented in case you don't like or are sensitive to fragrances. I did think of you. So all of that is available. I also offer a bundle for hair care products if you're interested in purchasing multiple products as well. Get you a discount. So anyway, if you don't want to buy anything, you just want to watch me ramble on, that's also fine. I do appreciate you hanging out with me. If you made it to this end of this video, thank you so much for watching and just allowing me to share things that are personal and vulnerable to me. It's always just nice to have that. So anyway, I'm going to stop fumbling along with my words. And if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and giving this video a like. Okay, so with all that being said, I will see you later. Bye.